Hey everyone, welcome back to Crypto Cash. Thanks again for joining me here. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Taking a quick look here at Filecoin, seeing what's going on. Got tons of requests for this one. I can totally see why. I've been covering this here a few times, but it's been a few days since we looked at it last, so absolutely happy to go ahead and take another look. I went ahead and updated our FIB levels here. We'll talk about that in a moment. And then, of course, just see what Filecoin has to offer on the back end here, too, with liquidation data, because it's extremely important to know what that looks like. We can honestly just jump right in here and kind of get a quick perspective of this last 7 days worth of liquidation data. And if we zoom in a little bit, we can kind of see here 5.5 is the heaviest accumulation of longs, whereas most shorts are getting demolished here. So 6.2, 6.6, and 6.8 all got hit pretty hard. There's some new late shorts here in the market, about 7.2. So that basically just means the price action could continue to run because a lot of people keep trying to short this coin. So we're going to look at some reasons why that's probably not a good idea and why it may be a better idea to consider a long position. I know. Why buy the top? We'll see, definitely. So if you are new to the channel, though, just know I'm not a financial advisor. I do love to teach people to trade. Truly hope you can learn something today if you want to become a better trader. CryptoCash.tech is a site linked down below. Quickly to note, congrats on our community members here. Our premium group took some nice profits, 138% in 2 days. All targets achieved, where we wicked up to that 14.5 mark. Same thing with previous trade 8 days ago. We took a second ICP trade, or a first, 131% there. So awesome stuff this weekend. That's been a nice coin for us. So congrats. Oh, quick little heads up too, if you're new to the channel, please read through our signals guide. You need to understand how the signals work. Before you take any trades, read all the way through here just so you know what recommended entry, target, stop loss, what all that is here. It's important to know that, okay? Just wanted to throw that out there because we got a lot of new members here. So with Filecoin, what do we do here? Well, it's almost a new year, and we got to figure out what's going on next. So to quickly clarify, on the weekly, these lines here are previous week closes that I've drawn on the chart. Coincidentally, they're kind of lining themselves up with fib levels, this one here at 0.236, implying that's probably a strong support, being a previous resistance, okay? So even though these are weekly closes and the weekly hasn't closed yet, we've got 6 hours left, and if we close at $6.40 or higher, there's a strong chance that'll be the new low, or the new support, if the price ends up pulling back. Okay, again, another reason not to consider shorting, because we're above key level resistances that have proven to be very difficult to get through before, okay? So that's a positive sign. Taking a look at the daily, let's go ahead and work our way down. MACD converging, obviously we know that. Kind of doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we're going to converge upwards when we have this kind of momentum. Furthermore, we got the traditional RSI, stochastic, and money flow index all pivoting upwards. In other words, they tried to come down, reverse that action, so to speak. This is a very positive sign. We like to see when the price action is really close there. I know what you're thinking too, because folks are like, you know what, traditional RSI, if you're at 70, that's overbought. Nobody wants to buy that. They're going to sell. That's when you sell. Not even close. When you pass through 70, that becomes a support level, and the price action is more likely to stay above that range for some time. Most coins travel 7 to 10, 7 to 14 days above the RSI at 70 once it's broken through. Okay, that's just a common characteristic. Again, different time frames, different scenarios. 4-hour time frame, maybe a couple days, but generally speaking, it's important to recognize that we're on the right side of tracks. And again, being a good trader isn't necessarily being like finding the best entry. It's mostly about understanding the market and understanding the trends and to work with it. You don't work against it, right? Trying to shorten this market right now is a terrible idea. Don't do it. Really the bottom line. Again, most of the profit we taken this month, for example, here's just the first 18 days of the month. This is all long positions. We took maybe 1 or 2 short trades successfully, and a third one is still open with Bitcoin, okay? So to give you perspective, all shorts, this was a long, of course, that didn't work out for Terra Classic, but for the most part, yeah, again, you can kind of see a common trend. Only trade to the upside for the moment. We're in a bullish trend. There's no reason to go against it. Okay, so the 4-hour time frame, let's look at that in a minute, but the daily looks very good. We're above all moving averages. Everything's looking fantastic. In fact, we can kind of draw a little trend line out here and just kind of pay attention to this guy a little later and see roughly where we're at here in a few days. Okay, so for now, let's just go ahead and do one of these. All right, so 4-hour time frame. We're gonna have, well, let's go ahead and quickly look here. MACD is converging, obviously, we know that. It's been a strong last 12 hours for us. We can also see stochastic starting to top out, but that's only because it can't go any higher. So it really just tells us that we still have significant uptrend until it starts to taper off and come back down. Preferably even just say the second divergence, that's when you consider a trade, okay? The first one is typically a false positive, second one is more confirmation. So that's kind of what I look for. So if the price, that starts to kind of come down, you don't just sell because of that. But if it kind of does one of these and they kind of intersect a second time, that's when you take entry for a short, potentially, okay? just saying future reference what to look for, not saying you should short this coin. All right, TD sequential, we're at an 8 on a 4-hour time frame. We're 32 hours into a potential 36-hour continuation. A lot of coins lately have been running past 9s, so they'll hit a 9 and kind of continue on. If we look at its history, it hit a 9 and pretty much plateaued, went sideways. Another 9 here, had another 4-hour. So in its history, in the last few trading days here, since what, the 20th, basically 10 days of trading from what we can see here, every time we hit a 9, we tend to plateau and go sideways and then leg up again. So hypothetically, we plateau, go sideways, and leg up again. Okay? It's not that simple. It's not always just that precise either, but history repeats itself. We're above the trend lines. We know the price is going up. Until we break these trend lines, we're going to presume the price will continue higher. Okay? Generally the consensus. So for the most part, 4-hour looks pretty strong too. There's no reason to kind of short against this coin. If we pull up the hourly time frame, we can kind of see we have these levels that the price could pull back to if it does. So if it maxes itself out here, which let's quickly look at this here, TD sequential, we're at a 9 plus 4. Hypothetically, we've overextended ourselves and we're due for a slight correction. Now again, you look at this here, we hit a 9 previously, broke through that key level resistance and continued higher. Okay, so overextensions don't necessarily have to turn around once you hit that, but the truth is once you hit a resistance level, it'll typically move faster, and that was a liquidity sweep. Okay, so again, if we take a look at the liquidity here, that's when it hit this level here at about 630. Okay, so it just swept right through that level. Again, a lot of little things you can kind of look at. Right now with us having an upper level of liquidity at about $7.20, that could very well be swept here. So let's just mark that on the charts just so you can get perspective. That could be the area we see here get hit. Okay? So we'll pay attention to that. I'll post a playout chart on our Twitter, Telegram, and Discord, so if you're not familiar, I do post playout charts here for certain coins, the ones that I review, so you understand kind of an easy way to recognize what's going to happen next. But again, you got to recognize when I put this on our playout charts too, it doesn't mean that's going to happen. I get the question when people are like, oh, okay, I'm going to short down to $6.10. Not even close. That's where it could come down to if it does pull back. We don't know it's going to pull back yet, right? Right now we're having this nice little ascending channel here, and we could very well see the price break out and break to the upside. Okay, so bull flags are, or ascending channels rather, they look like bull flags. They're very strong. Okay, so we're just seeing a lot of strength in this coin. There's absolutely zero reason to consider shorting it. Okay, even if it does pull all the way back to 640 or 620, I'd rather you wait for a good long entry than to short to that long entry. Okay, and you got to recognize too, when I say things are overextended, it's going to pull back. That is not a signal to short. Okay. Yes, there's some opportunities in there occasionally, but for the most part, you're going to get damaged or you're going to hurt your portfolio if and when you consider shorting often. It's not a shorting market. Okay, I hope I drove that home. I'm sorry. Last but not least, a lot of our members are loving this exchange. So if you struggle with KYC or VPN requirements, there is none here for Bitunix. Phenomenal exchange. I love them. Be sure to check them out. Our community is actually loving them as well. So good news is they have a lot of good trading coins. Honestly, they have less trading pairs than BingX or Bitget, some of our other affiliates, but the no KYC thing is a pretty big deal, and I can tell you they got massive benefits and really good rewards if you use them. They also have trailing stop losses, multiple profit targets. I have walkthroughs in my Discord and or just link down below if you're curious how to utilize the exchange effectively. Phenomenal exchange. Be sure to check them out. Either way, thank you so much for watching. I will also deeply appreciate the support. Look at this, 50,000.3K subscribers. We hit 50,000 subs a couple days ago. Super happy about that. Very, very much appreciate it. And if it wasn't for people like you, I wouldn't be where I'm at. So thank you for that as well. This is all circular, folks. We all work together towards a common goal of being independently financially stable. So awesome stuff there. Thanks again for watching. Hope you have a great rest of the day. We'll see you in the next one. Take care.